Hi students, I am Nimisha and I'll be teaching you chapter 10 of your mathematics subject. It's called circles. You have all already studied circles at your lower classes and you know how a circle looks. Let's just understand a few important terms with respect to circles. If I have a line segment whose endpoints are on the circle, then that line segment is called a chord. If you have a line outside the circle and is not touching the circle anywhere, then it is called a non-intersecting line. If you have a line that is touching the circle only at one point, that means the line and the circle have only one common point, then that line is called the tangent. And this point where it touches the circle is called the point of contact. If this line intersects the circle at 2 points, then this line is called a secant. One may ask, what is the difference between secant and chord? Even this is intersecting at 2 points, even this is intersecting at 2 points. The difference is, this is a line segment, this is a line. Understood? So, the difference between chord and secant is, this is a line segment and that is a line. We will mainly be focusing a lot of questions on tangents. So if you have a circle, there are 3 ways where you can place the point. You can place the point outside the circle, on the circle, or inside the circle. Let us see what the different cases mean. If the point is outside the circle and if I join this, okay, then this OP1 will be more than the radius. Do you agree? Come here. On the circle, this OP2 will be equal to the radius. Do you agree? OP3 inside the circle, it will be less than the radius. Or I can say OP1 greater than OP2 greater than OP3. This you have to understand. Why? We will understand when we do the first theorem. Let us assume there is a road over here. Don't write the note, just understand this first. You have to walk from this point to this point. Okay, so this is the point. From a point, you have to go to this road. You have to go through the shortest distance. How many shortest distance are there? First we will see, let's say you're taking this distance, 6 meters. Let's say you're taking this distance, 5 meters. This distance, 4 meters. This distance, 3 meters. Again 4 meters, 5, 6. There are so many ways. You have to take the shortest distance. Observe, there is only one shortest distance possible. If you and I both have to cross the road with shortest distance, we will both take this path. Shortest distance itself is the perpendicular distance. From a given point to a line, there is only one shortest distance. Can you have anywhere else where it is 3? No. So shortest distance is unique. There is only one shortest distance from a point, and this shortest distance is itself called perpendicular distance. Perpendicular meaning 90 degree. Perpendicular. Symbol of perpendicular is like this, distance. I hope this point is clear. Theorem 6.1, you have to prove that a tangent is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. What does that mean? In detail, word-to-word proof is there in the book. Please go through. Everything else I will be telling. I won't write. Mathematical statements I will write. We have a circle. Consider a circle with center O. Now you want tangent. Draw a tangent to the circle. Let the tangent now draw a tangent. Tangent means line that touches the circle only at one point. So draw a tangent xy to the circle. Let it meet the circle at point P. That means P is the point of contact. You have to now prove the radius. This is the radius. Agreed, OP? The radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Where? At the point of contact. There are many radiuses, but we want this one. So now Whatever I said, I'll repeat. Consider a circle with center O. Draw a tangent xy to the circle that meets the circle at point P. We have to prove that the radius is perpendicular to tangent. That means OP is perpendicular to xy. How do we do this? Consider another point Q anywhere on the tangent. Consider another point Q anywhere on the tangent. Since Q lies outside the circle, can I say OQ is greater than OP? Why? P lies on the circle, Q lies outside the circle. OP is radius, OQ is greater than radius. I'll repeat. Q is outside the circle, so OQ is greater than radius. P is on the circle, so OP is equal to radius. Therefore, I can say OQ is greater than OP. If you take any other point on XY, let it be here, 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 anywhere, keep shifting the Q. You will always get OQ greater than OP. For any other point on XY, always OQ is greater than OP. Always, except for OP. So therefore, can I say OP is the shortest distance? In the previous note, we just learned shortest distance is itself the perpendicular distance. So therefore, OP is perpendicular to XY. This is a line. Radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. Next, let's understand what is a normal to a circle. See, we now know through the theorem 6.1, radius is perpendicular to tangent, correct? So what is a normal? A normal is any line that contains the radius and passes through the point of contact. This radius only you extend, this line is itself the normal. Next, let's learn something more about tangents. If there's a point inside the circle, can we draw a tangent? No. Why? Try. Whichever line you take, it will pass through, it will touch the circle minimum at 2 points. That is not a tangent. Tangent means it should touch the circle only at 1 point. If you have a point on the circle, can you draw any tangent? Yes, you can draw only one tangent. What about others? This is not a tangent, touches at 2 points. Not a tangent, not a tangent. There is only one possible tangent. If you have a point outside the circle, then you can have a tangent at two tangents. One tangent here, one more tangent here. For an external point, there are two possible tangents that can be drawn from this point. This length segment, P3x and P3y, are called length of the tangent. The line segment from the external point to the point of contact is called the length of the tangent. So a point inside the circle, you cannot have any tangents passing through it. A point on the circle, one tangent. An external point, two possible tangents to the circle. And the line segment joining the external point and the point of contact is called length of the tangent. Let's brush up through some basics. Congruency and similarity. You have studied congruency in your lower classes. Similarity you have studied this year itself in the previous chapters. Congruency means exactly same. If I take 2 pages of paper and I keep it on top of each other, they are congruent to each other. For example, if I take my hand and I keep my another hand on it, they are congruent to each other. Exactly equal, they are coinciding. That means their sides are equal. This side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side, this angle is equal to this. Sides are equal, angles are equal. What is similarity then? Similarity means zoomed in version or zoomed out version, meaning let us say this is the figure. If I make this smaller, will I reach this? Yes. If I make it bigger, so it's either a bigger one or a smaller one. Like for example, if I bring a baby's hand and keep on my hand, baby's hand and my hand is similar. Is it congruent? Is it exactly same? No, it is similar. So it's either a smaller version or a bigger version of it. Angles do not change. See again, will my angles change? My angles will not change, only the side length is changing. So in similar figures, sides are proportional. See, 2:1 is 4/2, again 2:1. 6/3, 2:1. 2/1 is equal to 4/2 equal to 6/3. Everywhere you get 2/1. So sides are proportional, angles are equal. In those chapters you studied, there are four different kinds of theorems possible: SSS congruency, SAS congruency, ASA congruency. ASA congruency can be extended to AAS also. That means but you cannot make SAS as ASS. We don't have anything called as congruency. So, but AAS is possible. RHS is also possible. RHS means it should be one right angle, one hypotenuse and any one side. Next, SSS congruence, SSS similarity, AA similarity or AAA similarity. See, if two angles are equal in a triangle, automatically third angle becomes equal. How? Let's say one angle is 100 and one angle is 40. 140. Here also the remaining angle is 40 itself, here also remaining angle is 40 itself due to angle sum property. So AA or AAA, both of them hold good. And SAS, you have three similar properties that we use. Here we have 4. I hope this is a gist that is enough to solve our circle questions. Point to remember, this is from your lower classes. Perpendicular to a chord passing through the center bisects the chord. See, whatever we are stating now, when I say point to remember, it's from your lower class. It's okay if you don't remember. We are going to prove it again, understand it again and state it here. You have to learn it now though. So, these are all the basics for this chapter. I have still not started the problems from the chapter. Concentrate carefully. If I have a circle with center O and I have a chord AB, they are telling you if you draw a perpendicular through the center, the perpendicular can be anything. This is only one perpendicular possible because only there is one perpendicular and one shortest distance. So let's just, this can be perpendicular, this whole thing can be perpendicular, whatever, you can extend it. They are only telling it's perpendicular. Then you have to prove that AP equals BP. This bisect means divide into half. So what is given in the question? It is given in the question that AB is a chord. Next thing that is given in the question is angle OPB, angle OPA is 90. If this is 90, this is also 90. Why? Because on a line, this angle plus this angle is 180. So if this is 90, this has to be 90, linear pair. That's all very basic. Okay, now what do we have to prove? That it is bisected. That means you have to prove AP equals BP. Let us now see the proof. We will use similarity of triangles and congruency, okay? First we will join OA and OB. First come here. OA is equal to OB. OP is OP, common, and you have a 90 degree. Which congruency? You have two sides and one angle. Is it SAS? No. In SAS, it has to be side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. This is side, side, angle. Nothing is there. What is this? This is a right angle triangle. In the right angle triangle, I have a 90 degree. I have a hypotenuse and I have a side. I have a 90 degree. I have a hypotenuse. This is R. This is H. This is S. So it becomes RHS congruency. So let's see what we are doing now. Let's expand this a little bit. Okay. Now, so in triangle OAP and triangle OBP, OA is equal to OB. Why? Because they both are the radius. Plural form of radius is radii. OP equals OP, common. Angle OPA is equal to angle OPB, equal to 90 degree. Why? Given it is a perpendicular. Therefore, can I say triangle OPA is congruent to triangle OPB? Yes. Triangle OPA is congruent to triangle OPB. By which congruency? RHS congruency. Now, if these two triangles are congruent means exactly same. This triangle is exactly same to this. So, can I say PA equals PB? PA is equal to PB or AP equals BP? Yes. Why? CPCT. You have learnt what is CPCT? Congruent parts of congruent triangle. You have learnt it in your lower grade. So, yes, it bisects the chord. Next theorem, length of tangents from an external point are equal. What does this mean? If you have a circle with center O, we know that if we have an external point P, there are two possible tangents. Let us say one tangent is this and the other tangent is this. Let us name this point as Q and this point as R. This is the radius. Radius is perpendicular to tangent, do you remember? Because of theorem 1, radius is always perpendicular to tangent. Also join P2O. Whatever I told now, you have to write all that. Consider a circle with center O. Consider an external point P. Draw two tangents from P. Let it meet the circle at Q and R. Fine till here? All okay? Yes. Now, we have to prove that the length of the tangents are equal. What are the length of the tangents? PQ is the length of the tangent. PR is the length of the tangent. You have to prove that is equal. So, what do we have to prove? PQ equals PR. Let us start the proof. Which are the two triangles? OPQ. So now I have to prove PQ equals PR. PQ is belonging to this triangle and PR belonging to this triangle. So I will take those two triangles. In triangle PQO and triangle PRO, what all do we have? Let us see. We have 90-90. We have OQ equals OR. Why? Why is OQ equal to OR? Because of radius. And we have OP equals OP common. This is the hypotenuse, right angle and side. So which congruency? RHS. Let's note it down. OQ equals OR because of radii. Next, angle OQP is equal to angle ORP equal to 90 degree. Why? Radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. You have to write full. Next, OP equals OP, common. Therefore, triangle PQO is congruent to triangle PRO. Your naming matters a lot. You cannot write PQO is congruent to POR. PQO congruent to PRO. Which side is equal to which side? That you have to follow. So now, by CPCT, can I say PQ is equal to PR? See, PQ equals PR? Yes. PQ is equal to PR by CPCT. Therefore, length of the tangent is equal from an external point. So from this theorem that we just learned, we have a few applications that we will use in a lot of questions. There are two applications. I will teach you the proof for both individually. So when it comes in the question, you can easily prove it again. Okay. So what we're going to prove in this, OP is the perpendicular bisector of QPR. That means if you join O to P, the external point to the center, this line will bisect this angle. That means this angle will be equal to this. We have to prove it. How? See, we know that OQ equals OR, radius. OP equals OP common. By the theorem we just learnt, length of the tangents are equal. So can I say this triangle is equal to this triangle? Yes, SSS congruency. And hence, you can say this angle is now equal to this angle. Easy. Let's write it. In triangle PQO, and triangle PRO, OQ equals OR, radii. OP equals OP, common. PQ equals PR. What will you write? Length of the tangents from an external point are equal. You have to write that full theorem. Length of the tangent from an external point are equal. Therefore, triangle PQO is congruent to triangle PRO. Which congruency? SSS congruency. Now you want the angle QPO. See here, QPO. Angle QPO. QPO. So you have to take here RPO. Is it equal? Yes, that means this angle became equal to this angle by CPCT. So therefore, yes, I can say OP is the bisector of that angle. You have to conclude. Whatever I am telling, you have to conclude it in statement there, okay? So therefore, OP is the angle bisector of angle QPR. Same figure. What all do we already know until now? The only difference is we are joining Q and R, okay? You have to prove that this OP is the perpendicular bisector of QR. What is the meaning of perpendicular bisector? If I have a line like this and I draw a perpendicular bisector, perpendicular means it's 90, 90, 90. Bisect means divide in half. This line will divide this into half. So now, we have to prove OP is the perpendicular bisector of QR. That means QS is equal to SR, point number 1, because it's bisected. Point number 2, it's perpendicular. This angle should be 90, 90. Agreed? Okay. So now, what do we know about this already? We know PQ is equal to PR. Why? Length of a tangent from an external point is equal. In this triangle, we know PS is equal to PS. Why? Common. And you know, angle SPQ is equal to angle SPR. Why? You just learnt it in the previous note. PO is the angle bisector of QPR. If you have a triangle and this angle is bisected, then this line is called the angle bisector. This line is bisecting this angle. So this line is called the angle bisector. So we already know that these two angles are equal. Now we have to prove QS equals SR. Answer is right here. See here. SAS congruency. SAS congruency. So QS becomes equal to SR. We'll just put that in words. Start. In triangle, we're starting the proof. In triangle QPS and triangle RPS, PQ is equal to PR. Why? Length of the tangent from external points are equal. Next, PS equals PS, common. Next, angle QPS is equal to angle RPS. Why? We just did it in note 1. Can you write note 1 in the exam? No, you have to prove note 1 again, then do this if you want to show this. Okay? So now I can say triangle QPS is congruent to QPS, single side angle double side, single side angle double side means double line. So triangle RPS will come here. Which congruency? SAS congruency. From this, can I say QS is equal to RS? See, QS, RS, yes. QS is equal to RS. Why? CPCT. If QS is equal to RS, can I say it's bisected? Implies OP bisects QR. Yes, it got bisected. But we have not yet told whether it's perpendicular. Now we will prove how is it perpendicular. Carefully see. This triangle is congruent to this triangle. Can I say QSP is equal to RSP? QSP is equal to RSP? Yes. Angle QSP is equal to angle RSP. Why? Same thing, CPCT. But QR is a line. This whole dotted thing is a single line. But QR is a line. Angles on a line is equal to 180 degree. So I can say angle QSP plus angle RSP is equal to 180 degree. They are equal. So QSP instead of RSP, can I write QSP again? Yes. So 2 QSP is 180. What is QSP? What is QSP? 90. That is also equal to RSP, because we know QSP is equal to RSP. Since these are 90s, can I say OP is perpendicular to QR? Yes. OP is bisects QR. OP is perpendicular to QR. Therefore, OP is the perpendicular bisector of QR. These two notes, what we just did, we will use it again and again in proof. Please understand it. Watch this again and again till you understand it completely. I repeat, if they ask you to prove this, you have to do note 1 and note 2. Why? Because we have used note 1 over here. Okay? With the knowledge we have until now and the 2 theorems we proved and the extension of the notes, very important those 2 notes, we are now going to solve the exercise questions. Exercise 10.1, question 1. How many tangents can a circle have? A circle is made up of infinite points. So many points. At every point you can draw a tangent. So how many tangents are possible? Infinitely many tangents. Infinite, many. You can't count it. Fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersects it in dash point or points. A tangent in a circle only intersects it at one point. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points. There's a line intersecting a circle in 2 points. It's not a chord, it's not a segment, it's a line. It's called a secant. A circle can have dash parallel tangents at the most. If you have a circle, if I draw a tangent here, if I want one more parallel tangent, there is only one possible here. So there are how many possible parallel tangents? 2. 2 parallel tangents are the most. Can you have one more parallel line? No, this is not a tangent. Tangent means it intersects only at one point. The common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called, common point of tangent and circle is called point of contact. Question 3. A tangent PQ at a point P of a circle. So we have a circle, we have a tangent, it's PQ, but is this P or is this P? We don't know, so see here. Tangent PQ at a point P of a circle, that means P is at the circle. So this is Q, be careful. Of radius 5 centimeters, radius is 5 centimeters. Meets a line through the center O at a point Q, so that OQ is 12. So these two meet such that OQ is 12. Length of PQ is, what is PQ? We know that OP is perpendicular to PQ. Why? Because radius is always perpendicular to PQ, theorem 1. So you have to say, don't write theorem 1. You should not use those numbers. You have to state the theorem. Radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. You have to write it. Okay, so first what do we start with? OP is perpendicular to QP. Reason? Radius is perpendicular to tangent. Now, this is a right angle triangle. Do you agree? Yes. So, in triangle OPQ, can I say OP square plus QP square is equal to OQ square? Why? Pythagoras theorem, write in full words. OP square, 5 square plus QP square, we don't know, we want that. OQ, 12 square. (25) plus QP square is equal to 144. QP square is equal to 144 minus 25. 144 minus 25 is 119. Square will go this side, become under root. Should I put plus or minus? No. Why not? Because side cannot be negative. Length of a side cannot be negative. So the answer is root 119 centimeters. Do you have that option? Yes. Option D. Question 4. Draw a circle and two lines parallel to a given line such that one is a tangent and the other is a secant to the circle. So they've given a circle and they've given a line. There is a given line. You have to draw two lines that are parallel to this, out of which one is tangent and one is secant. There are two possible cases for this. You can draw any one in your books. Okay, both are fine. This is given. This one point where it touches will be called the tangent. One more is the secant. These are all parallel, yes? You can draw this tangent here also, no problem. Secant can be drawn here, 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 anywhere. Okay? So, you can draw this or that, anything.